Today we're going to talk about artificial intelligence. So what is AI? AI is the ability of a computer program or a machine to think and learn. It attempts to make computers smart and allows them to work by themselves. Artificial intelligence is a part of computer science, but spans a whole host of other disciplines. The term was first coined in 1955 by John McCarthy. So how does a computer think? It receives input in the form of an electrical signal. All computers use direct current, which flows in a single direction and is therefore predictable, as opposed to alternating current, which we use in our homes. This signal is sent to the central processing unit. The CPU can contain upwards of 6.5 billion transistors, which operate like switches. The electrical signals are used by the CPU to turn these transistors off and on. The CPU can perform billions of these calculations every single second. The central processing unit then uses logic gates to make decisions. There are 7 basic logic gates. As a way of an example, let's look at the AND gate. There are 2 inputs producing 4 possible outcomes. These results can be put into a truth table. So, if you tell me a lie on A and a lie on B, then clearly you have lied to me. But if you tell me a lie and a truth, you've also lied to me. If you tell me a truth and a lie, you've still lied. It's only if you tell me a truth and a truth that you have indeed been truthful. The result AB will determine the action the computer performs. If this was another logic gate, the results would be completely different. Now let's compare how a human thinks. The human brain contains over 100 billion neurons. Although when we look at our politicians, there are clearly exceptions. These neurons receive electrical chemical signals which fire in patterns. Input is therefore not predictable like computers, and the different patterns result in different actions. Each neuron has thousands of possible connections, and when they receive a signal, it can lead to a chain reaction through the entire brain. The neuron is made up of a soma that contains the nucleus, dendrites, and an axon. When the dendrites of one cell link with the axon of another cell, a synapse is formed. There are over 100 trillion synapses in the human brain. The brain develops neural pathways during childhood that link certain neurons together, which joins different parts of the brain, creating reflexes, habits, biases, and attitudes. Another major difference between the brain and the CPU is something called modularity. A computer is modular. It can remove the memory and replace it without affecting the rest of the computer. The brain is so interrelated that we still don't fully understand it. It remains the most complicated organism in the known universe. When we consider how different our brains are to computers, we can appreciate why true artificial intelligence remains elusive. In 1947, Alan Turing developed something called the Turing test. It is made up of 3 players: a computer, a human, and an interrogator. The interrogator cannot see the other players and must ask questions in writing. If based on the responses he cannot determine which player is human and which is the computer, we have achieved artificial intelligence. No computer has been able to pass the Turing test to date, although there have been a few disputed claims. There are approximately 10 to the power 80 atoms in the known universe. That is 10 followed by 80 zeros. Chess is a game with a complexity of 10 to the 120. It was thought that if a computer could beat a grandmaster at chess, then we would have achieved artificial intelligence. In 1996, IBM created Deep Blue, which was able to defeat Garry Kasparov 3.5 to 2.5. Kasparov was the world champion at the time, and he accused IBM of cheating. IBM promptly dismantled Deep Blue, while the stock price rose by over $18 million. Deep Blue could analyze 200 million positions per second, and then simply selected the best move possible. This was not true intelligence, but rather brute force number crunching. Computer scientists then moved from chess to a Chinese game of Go. Go has a game complexity of 10 to the 360, as it is played on a 19 by 19 board as opposed to the 8 by 8 board that we use in chess. It is impossible to number crunch the best moves in Go, and it will rely on some form of AI to be able to beat a human 9th Dan master. In March 2016, AlphaGo did just this, and was awarded an honorary 9th Dan by the Korean Baduk Association. It accomplished this by ignoring 3,000 years of game history and simply playing against itself. AlphaGo's victory was a major milestone in artificial intelligence research. There are many different fields in AI, with each one focusing on a single aspect of human intelligence. Humans can communicate with language, which has led to speech recognition. We can read and write, which results in natural language processing. People can recognize objects and interpret scenes, which has developed computer vision and image processing. We can also see patterns. Computers can perform pattern recognition as well, due to their ability to process vast quantities of data. Computers are better at pattern recognition than humans. People are also able to understand their environment and move around. This has led to the exciting field of robotics. Research continues in all these fields, and we are making remarkable progress. Artificial intelligence has several benefits. It is available 24/7. It doesn't need breaks, payments, or sleep. It also has day-to-day applications. How many times do you look at your smartphone in a day? How many questions do you ask of Siri or Alexa? They can also act as digital assistants. We've all seen the use of avatars on customer service websites. AI performs repetitive tasks with ease and precision. It also has many medical applications, with robots like the Da Vinci surgical robot that can perform flawless laparoscopic surgeries. AI is also extremely useful when operating in hazardous areas and for dangerous exploration. AI also all but eliminates human error. Not long ago, we didn't have self-driving cars. Now we have self-flying rockets. Robots couldn't walk. Now they can do backflips. Not long ago, a moustache would confuse a facial recognition program. Now we can create fake faces and simulate your face to say things you didn't say. There are currently many expert systems that use human expertise to make complicated decisions. These systems make use of a set of rules, and then if-then statements. AI is also introducing deep learning. Deep learning is based on an artificial neural network that comprises several layers. The input layer has weighted channels, and each option has a bias. These values are then put into an activation function, which promotes certain channels to the next layer. Deep learning requires vast quantities of data, huge processing power, and time to train the system. The important thing to note is that the system teaches itself without any further human intervention. So what is the future of AI? Artificial intelligence will lead to job losses, as robots replace repetitive and routine jobs within the next 15 years. AI can optimize, but it cannot create, so complex and creative jobs will be safe. Apart from the obvious, AI could result in people feeling a loss of meaning in life. Work is not the reason we exist, but many of us define ourselves by what we do. When we meet somebody for the first time, it's usually one of the first questions. So what do you do? It is important to note that humans are uniquely able to give and receive love. AlphaGo felt no happiness from winning, while his human opponent, Kujia, was crying. AI has no compassion, no love, no empathy. When AI removes routine tasks and jobs, we should create jobs of compassion, social workers, teachers, caregivers, and make labors of love into careers, hotline volunteers, artists. AI is not going away, and how we manage this technology is important. Done well, we could result in unprecedented prosperity, with humans free to pursue their dreams. Done badly, it could result in nothing short of total human extinction. Thankfully, most of these decisions are in the hands of the scientists and not our politicians. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe.